Protect your online privacy today at expressvpn.com/inside.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Inside Gaming Daily for Wednesday. Could I get a hump?
Of course.
And now in stunning HD.
You can see my pajama pants.
They're at least coordinated to your shirt.
I have a natural fashion sense, so.
Today, can you believe it? We're talking about the fact that Pokemon Snap is coming back. We're not. I just really wanted to mention it at the top of the show because I'm very excited.
Guys, let's talk about mods. They're usually fun, right? They're a way to freshen up a game, sometimes add a completely new game to an existing one.
Mods are one of the best part of PC gaming. The other part is having 18 launchers go up on startup and then crash your PC. But lately, in Red Dead Online, some hackers have been using mods for a much more nefarious purpose. What do we mean by nefarious purpose, you ask?
Uninstalling de novo.
Yeah.
No, we mean spawning KKK members on players of color.
Ooh.
Real winner this week, huh?
Just stop doing this. Just look at the news. I mean, I know that's why you're doing it is because you looked at the news, but like, come on.
Can we not live up to every gamer stereotype there
Right,
is?
exactly. Lately, there's been an uptick in racist behavior in the game, with players noticing racist posse names, and other players report clan NPCs, that's clan with a K, getting spawned on their characters, and some hacks even have racist messages that are made to look like official communications from Rockstar Games.
One player, Devin Harb, compiled the cases in a thread on Reddit and urged Rockstar to do something. They wrote, "This is horrible behavior to begin with, but I think pressure needs to be put on Rockstar to address this in light of current issues in America." I think they should address it anyway, but I digress.
Either way.
Yeah.
They accuse Rockstar of ignoring this behavior in-game or failing to have the will and means to act on player reports of it.
This comes after Rockstar shut down access to Red Dead Online and GTA Online for 2 hours earlier this month to honor the legacy of George Floyd.
Weird wording.
Yeah.
That is weird wording. Well, the thing that I will credit Rockstar for that I like about this is that they forced everyone to participate in a moments of silence for George Floyd. So everyone who tried to sign on would see that message, and that is a lot of people. Like, I actually feel like that is a solid step. It surprises me that they had the KKK member stuff up for so long, considering they have acted on this stuff.
They also wrote that, following the memorial, we hope you will join us in further honoring the many victims of America's racial injustices by supporting their families, black-owned businesses, those marching on the streets, and coalitions.
But you know, what's a better way to honor George Floyd? Getting rid of racist hackers in your games. Just an idea. So, this kind of came to light a couple days ago, a Red Dead Online community Twitter account tweeted out examples of the abuse and wrote, "I normally wouldn't share this, but we're seeing more and more posts about it on Reddit and Discord." You might be wondering, how did KKK members get in the game in the first place? Well, they're in Red Dead 2 as a faction, but they're not normally in the online version.
Apparently not everyone even sees the KKK when they play through.
It's something you can stumble into.
I've never felt that much absolute hatred for anything in a video game where I individually hunted them all down and made sure they died. I fed one of them to an animal. I didn't know I had it in me.
But a troll hacker always finds a way, and they've been spawning them through external programs called mod menus.
It's called mod menus.
Are your children doing it? But some good news, it looks like Rockstar actually has now done something about it after so many people pointed it out. Data miner Tez2 reports that Red Dead Online now finally doesn't let you spawn KKK NPCs anymore. I don't know how complicated that kind of thing is to turn off. What I've seen in some lines of code, spawner is just you just delete the code, but I'm sure this is much more complicated than that.
I mean, they shouldn't be afraid of breaking it by making a change, though, because that's kind of just the normal operating mode for an online Rockstar game. Rip out wires and be like, fixed it! Suddenly all the horses are upside down, and you gotta say, all right.
Feature?
Rockstar then told media outlets that yes, we took it down. They told the Washington Post, "We are aware of a few individuals that use cheat tools to generate racist character models." But wait, those are in the game. They didn't really generate them. Well, whatever. And messages in the PC version of Red Dead Online. We take these actions very seriously, and as per our policy, any form of racist and abusive behavior in-game will not be tolerated, and any players found to be in violation of these policies will be banned.
So what do players think about this? We got in touch with the Reddit poster, Devin Harb, who compiled the thread and asked him about how he felt about the changes. His real name is Devin Harbison. He said that the change is a good start, but that Rockstar needs to do more.
He told us simply disabling the model will certainly improve the situation a lot, but there are still several other issues. There has been zero communications with the community to go along with this, and that has been the case with Rockstar for a long while. Extreme lack of communication and content are the biggest issues issues with the game, and the appearance of players spawning clansmen is a direct result of that.
He says extreme lack of communication and content.
And content.
Yeah. The content is a huge problem.
Just a little elbow in there.
He said this has been going on a while now, and his point was that if Rockstar had addressed the hackers or banned them months ago, this never would have happened. He also told me he doesn't think the offending hackers in this case have even been banned, so there's always the potential that this kind of abuse could continue just in other ways.
Arbison told us that the racist messages that hackers can force onto players' screens still exist, and if the best they can do is block some assets from the game, why not do the same for the cages, robots, and skeletons that hackers so commonly use?
Don't get rid of the robots! Come on!
He added that people continue to be horribly racist without using hacks at all, either through voice chat or by having racist usernames or posse names.
He added, I'm happy they acted in some way, but they literally did the least they had to, I think. And sadly, this is not new in Red Dead Online. People have been writing essays for a while now about playing black characters in the game and the racism that unfortunately results.
Very cool and good. Humans are just the bee's knees. We'll dive into these horribly racist skeletons in the gamer closet. Ugh. But first, let's do a little palate cleansing with some Mint. Thank you, Mint Mobile, for sponsoring today's episode.
That's a good one, President of Video Games Journalism. I've got to go do an ad read now. Have you looked at your wireless bill lately? Because you're probably paying too much. Sure, back in the early 2000s, certain providers had better coverage, but guess what? These days, everybody's offering the same high-quality nationwide coverage. So why then are you paying more for the same service? Let me tell you about a little something called Mint Mobile. They can slice your bill down to $15 a month for the same premium coverage. That's right, you aren't gonna find a better deal, because guess what? There isn't one. Basically, I've been using Mint Mobile for a while and nothing has changed. Got my same phone number. Everywhere I've gone, my service has been steady and fast. The only difference has been how much I'm paying. So to get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month and get the plan shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/inside. That's mintmobile.com/INSIDE. Cut your wireless bill down to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/inside. Yes, Mr. President of Video Games Journalism, it's me, I'm back.
So what happens when people play as black characters in Red Dead Online? Well, you can probably figure it out for yourself, but The Verge did an article about this last year. They talked about players, maybe who weren't necessarily people of color, but they just played, black characters, for example, and they talked about the racism they experienced in the game. One player who makes black characters said he regularly gets called the N-word in the game whenever he kills someone as a black player. He basically said it happened every single time.
While Rockstar definitely has made a lot of public statements supporting things like Black Lives Matter, its actions in Red Dead Online don't seem to match the lofty rhetoric. Just yesterday, the Washington Post found more than a dozen racist usernames in Red Dead Online using, some version or variation of the N-word, so this is obviously still an ongoing issue in the game.
And obviously, Rockstar isn't the only developer dealing with racism in its games. Earlier this month, Infinity Ward said they were taking a number of steps to combat racism in Modern Warfare and Call of Duty Warzone, saying that there is no place for racist content in our game. They added that this is an effort we began with launch and we need to do a better job. No shit. They didn't say that part. We're issuing thousands of daily bans on racist and hate-oriented names, but we know we have to do more, and we are.
They said they're adding more resources to monitor and identify racist content, as well as adding more in-game reporting system to increase the number of bans. They're also adding filters and more restrictions on name changes, looking at various fixes to make it easy to report offenses, and doing more permabans to get rid of the worst offenders. They finished up by apologizing to players.
Not to gamers, to players.
But yeah, they clearly have a lot of work to do. People were just replying to their tweet with tons of screenshots of racist and blatantly offensive usernames that the developer has let slide. It's like they all just figured out today that the N-word was bad. Like when they got rid of Aunt Jemima syrup, they're like, we realize this has racist connotations. It always has. In the 80s, I remember as a kid looking at Aunt Jemima syrup being like, that seems problematic.
I just don't know why the filters don't exist on the names you can create from the start. You can't put penis in something, but you could put the N-word?
The most beautiful human organ.
Well, okay. Well.
You're thinking of the epidermis.
Oh, wait, what's a penis? Hopefully Rockstar and others will be publicly shamed into cracking down more on the abuse. Obviously it's a big problem and will probably require hiring more staffers to monitor, but these are big budget AAA games, and honestly that should come with the territory. I mean, they have the money.
Yes, but what if they could continue making racist money?
Yeah, you can make all the public statements you want, but if your players are getting called the N-word in your game, maybe make that a priority.
Yeah.
I do know. We all know. You know too. It's common sense.
Another day, another trip through the gamer sewers.
There has been one name conspicuously absent from that list though, and it's a big one. That's Valve, the company that operates Steam, and recently got back into making video games. Half-Life Alyx.
Alex is really good.
Stimulate your senses.
I just put a box on my head, huffed some paint, and ran into a wall. So
Same
that
effect,
kinda-
except that you can move